Should I knock on the door or ring the doorbell?
Do they have a doorbell?
Yeah, they have the doorbell. Alright, I'm gonna...
Well,
I was gonna ring the doorbell.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Hi.
No, I don't. Does she want us to walk up again?
Wait. Are we...
Hi, friends.
Hi.
How
Hello.
are y'all? Good. It's good to see y'all.
Oh, come on. You're so pretty in here. This is the A and B crib.
That's right.
What's up,
that's
MTV?
right.
Welcome to my crib.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So y'all want to see where the...
You show us, yeah,
Okay.
show us the action.
You got it. Come on up here. So we're in 2 rooms. So, this is where I do like some of the work, like where I like ship and pack my orders, where I steam stuff like that. Have all of my goodies in here, and then that's some of the stock. That's some of our like newer arrivals. We're getting stuff in today, so this will be really full. And then we'll come in here. We're preparing for our next pop-up, so it's kind of crazy, but yeah, we have some stuff over here. We have our ring light, and then if you see those pictures on our Instagram where it's like just like that wall, it's actually that wall right there. So exactly.
So, like, let's talk today because you're graduated now.
Yeah.
So this is what you do full time?
Yeah, this is what I do full time. It originally started off as like, I was expecting, okay, I'll do this on the side, like it'll just be very casual. Will it turn into like full blown, like this is what I do? It's been like, I think we've had, since we opened, like 530 orders or something like that. So it's been 530 orders I've had to like, we'll do like local pickup, like for instance, this is a friend of mine from Wingate. She bought something and I just put it in a bag, and then I go down there probably like once a week and just drop it off for the girls down there so they don't have to worry about like paying for shipping or whatever. But
So I picked up my Aria and Brin order. If you don't know what Aria and Brin is, it's like a online boutique, but they're local where I live, so I can go and pick the stuff up instead of paying for shipping. But I want to show you really quick what I picked up. So I picked up this really cute sweater. I might wear that, I don't know, sometime this week. I have a really busy week. It's Thanksgiving week, celebrating birthdays and stuff. I also picked up this sweater right here. This one's like extra soft. I also picked up this sweater, and I feel like this one is going to be really nice for like even summertime because it's like a little bit more thin. And then, oh, I'm excited for this cardigan. But yeah, that's my little Aria and Brin haul. If you want to shop Aria and Brin, the girl who runs it, her name is Taylor, and she's a good friend of mine. So yeah, definitely go ahead and support her because her stuff is like really cute.
One of the first things I remember you saying is like, oh, my name is Taylor. I'm a communications major, but I want to start a business. That was the first day of class when Coleman made us go around the room and like, so we wanted to do. And I don't even think at the time like Aria and Brin was like officially in your head. Like I think you had an idea.
I had different names for it. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do.
It was like
backstory of this is that I knew I liked 2 names together. We were going to do like, God, Brielle and Brin. We had all these different ones. And so I really wanted something like nature names. So I plugged in like nature names, and I plugged in like all this other stuff because it was just the way my mind was working. And I had all these just different ideas, and I found out that Aria in Hebrew means like lioness / like woman of God. So obviously my faith is very important to me. And then Brin in Welsh, which I'm like part, I have some of that in my ancestry, means great hill. So my theory was that I was in a really low point of my life, you know, before starting the business. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So I believe like my faith in God led me up this great hill, and now I'm kind of at the top, like looking back down, seeing like my struggles and everything that brought me up to the top. So it has like a double meaning. Like I think it sounds great together and it looks good, like A and B. It's the 4 letters. I knew I kind of wanted something that looked good on a logo. So it was like 4 and 4. So Aria and Brin, and then where the I's go, it's like ARIA and then BRIN, so like the I's go together, and then the D connect. Yeah, it's just record paperwork and numbers, unpack new inventory whenever that comes in, and then create graphics for our launch. So that's like an office-y day, but a lot of the times I'll be out like shooting and getting content and just doing stuff like that. But yeah, I love it.
Because you're kind of everything. You're doing the marketing and okay.
Yeah.
like you pack your own orders and everything.
Yeah. You know, I try and take like Saturday and Sunday to kind of like decompress, family time or whatever. But obviously during those days, I'm still making posts. I'm still, you know, maybe just packaging out an order just because I want to just get some stuff done. But although I will say with having a business, it does give you so much more freedom because I can go out for the day and do this thing. But then I know like tonight I can come home and like do what I need to do. So I wouldn't say it's I think if I wanted it to be a stricter schedule, I can make that happen right away.
Yeah.
But for me, there is a little bit of something I do like about having the ability to like, okay, we're going to do this today. Maybe tomorrow it won't be the same. So, but then again, not becoming like a part of the cycle.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I think it's especially hard for you to separate those two things because your mom helps you so much.
She does. I love her so much.
And so does Zach.
Yeah.
You know, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
You know, so that makes it hard
Yeah.
to separate the business.
Those are the cell racks.
Yes. I'm letting my biceps breathe for a second because
Biceps breathe.
is that your biceps? Yeah, they're just like
I don't know
exhausted. They're tired.
So 3 times. Is that right?
Once we pack it up, pack it in the car, pack it out, pack it here, pack it back.
So a trip
And
is
pack
4
it.
times.
2.
Yeah, because 2 there, 2 back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do what?
We have to put all this back up.
Oh, I know it's a good look, isn't it?
You should be able to FaceTime them.
You know
Yeah, I
what?
just didn't know it's like our plan.
Yeah, it's the U.S. baby.
So how do you guys divide up who does what?
For what?
For setting up and everything.
You just go with
Just-
the flow
I just
and
get
hope
told
it
what to
works
do.
out.
Told what to do.
Like, we haven't really like came up with like a plan, which I feel like we should, but it's kind of just like if you see something, start doing it. Yeah.
Family's cheap labor. What do you want me to do? The
Pretty little something.
I might get some earrings.
You'll have some girlfriends. Now start.
Mikey, should I get these? Look sick.
Yeah, you would look good in those. I'm for real. We have hoop huggies. So you know those ones that
Like the little hoop.
Odell. Yeah. It starts at 5, so come back and I'll have your good stuff. I went to the post office to ship off some stuff, and the guy working there was like, "Do you have an Australian worker?" And I was like, he was like so sweet. He's like, "Is he work for you?" I was like, "He's my boyfriend of 4 years." Like, he just helps. Like, I think it's a team effort.
Yes.
Like, you'll see that. Like, obviously, setting up, we'll have. I mean, it's just a group effort. And obviously, you know, I try to be the one that does like a lot of like the big things and whatever. I don't want to like, they didn't sign up for this, but they're being very gracious with their time and helping. But I will say my mom is just so into it because we're so close and we have such a bond that it's almost like this is her baby too, but she's not over. It's a good balance because you would think she would be like, but she's very like, you have the vision, but I'm gonna help you. And some nights when she can't sleep, I hear her on the computer and she's like looking for stuff from vendors. Like, she's like, they just put this on the site 10 seconds ago. We need it. And I'm like, Mom, like, what are you doing up? She's like, I can't sleep. And so, no, me.
Oh, no, I don't see anything.
Now you have to look.
You don't have a buzzer?
I'm getting this for you. Don't listen to way on the camera. It'll show up.
Laura, we know that you help with the business a lot, so do you want to tell us like some of kind of your role and how you help Taylor?
I definitely help her with inventory. I help at all pop-up shops.
Yes.
Definitely help. She does all the packing and all that, but mostly, what would you say my role is, Taylor? Definitely. I mean,
You help us look for stuff.
Yeah.
I would say, like,
Yeah.
she's really good at, if I say, like, I want a sweater with this that I like, I don't even know if it exists, but I want something like it. She, like, goes on, like, our inventory, like, catalog and, like, finds it. Like, she is so good at it. We don't get tired of it. I mean, I don't get tired
I
of
don't
you.
get tired.
Okay, I really don't get tired of you. So,
Ever?
no, I know that sounds silly, but I think it's because it's just me. Like, it's always been me and her. Like, with my dad being gone with, like, work and stuff, it's always been us. So, like, we never get tired of each other. I mean, there's times where I'm like, Mom, like, you know, we'll have, like, a little something, but it's never like, I can't wait to get away from you.
Yeah. When you're helping, what's the dynamic like between you guys?
I don't think it's you think it's stressful. It's a little bit stressful because there's a lot of work involved.
Okay, where does this need to go to make your life easier?
We put our stuff down, but I was thinking I imagined it in the middle to kind
Hey,
of give it
that's
some
no problem.
texture. So we have time.
She has her rhythm, and I have my rhythm, and so we're on like our 5th or 6th pop-up, and now we're starting to understand, like, you lay this down here, I bring this here, because those are like a big thing, you know, like our pop-ups are like a big deal for us. So, yeah, I would say,
And we're both OCD, so
yeah, I have to
Put
have
that together.
everything in a certain way, and then she does too, and it's like very mental, like a mental thing, and so we're both dealing with that, so.
You talked about growing up, it was just you and your mom a lot. Lori, did you know, like, when Taylor was little that she would do something like this one day, that she was going to not have a normal like 9-to-5 job, that she was going to do something very unique and out of the box?
Yeah, she's always been different, I guess you would say. She's never conformed to the, the norm of what everyone else does, the cookie cutter. I guess she, even early on, I should have brought them, she has like little drawings, it was always Taylor's fashions and, different things like that. So she's always loved clothes, and she's always, loved people. So I think she's combined the two of those and to start her business. And this has probably been in the works, or it was in the works for over 2 years. So she would just stay locked in her room doing something. And so I guess it was to create Aria and Brin. But yeah, she's always been different, so I think.
Taylor, do you think that some of your upbringing has to do with that? Like the way that kind of like your mom like raised you, do you think that was in a big
she
part?
always let me dress myself. So like, I remember going into a Food Lion whenever I was like 6, and I had on like a bathing suit underneath like a one piece, but then I put a skirt with it so it looked like a bodysuit like at age 6. And I had like these glitter little high heels and like a hat, and I would like walk in, or like I got into this phase where I wanted to be a professional skateboarder, and so I just put the pictures on Twitter, but I was wearing like flared jeans, a Hollister shirt, an armband, like a shell necklace. I'm like going up and down. And so she would always just let me, and her and my dad would just let me do what I wanted to with fashion and stuff, and they would just be like, yeah, like, you just wear it. If you like it, just wear it. So they never told me, like, you have to wear this. It was just wear whatever you want. So I think that helped a lot.
Because that kind of feels like that influenced your brand, like the idea of your brand.
Yeah, because I dress differently every single day, it seems like, so. And she never judged me for it. She's like, yeah, it looks great. Like, it would be awful. Some of the stuff I would come in wearing was bad. But she was like, it looks good, so thanks. Award. I do think that because of my history with like health problems and stuff, there was a time where my parents were probably closer to, I don't want to say losing me, but they had to sign like consent forms that like if I died, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think my parents very quickly knew that my life could have had a different turn. And so whenever I do come forward and I'm like, hey, this is my dream, I think they realized that that dream could have been taken from me, or I wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm trying to say? So I do think that that's why they want to see me succeed so much, is because like there was that point that was so close to maybe something could have went really wrong, is what I'm really just trying to say, is that, but it didn't, and I'm really thankful. So whenever I was 9, I found out that I needed surgery. I was like in and out of the hospital. I was getting pneumonia a lot. I was just really, really sick. And it was also a time where I was getting sick other ways. Like I had really bad like stomach issues going on. They thought I had cancer at a time. It was very, very bad. So it was just like a lot of health issues at once. And so we figured out, after a lot of testing, after different specialists going all over trying to figure out what was wrong, that I had a congenital heart defect. It was called PAPVR, partial anomalous pulmonary venous return. It's where 2 of your pulmonary veins go kind of like the wrong way, and they have to be rerouted through surgery. So like the only way to do that, at least I don't think there has been any new updates with the surgery, is to like thaw the breastbone, stop the heart, put you on heart lung machine, and then take your heart, reroute, and then put it back in. So yeah, so it was very traumatic, but
yeah. And we're thankful she was diagnosed, because a lot of times you hear of athletes and different things happening, and they find out, oh, well, they had a heart defect they didn't know about. So that was a long 5 years, but the outcome was great. Yeah. And I know that her whole surgery definitely plays a role in the start of Aria and Brin, for sure. And what you look at a cookie cutter person in a magazine and think, well, that's what everyone looks like, that puts on clothes, or that comes before a camera to represent a brand. But Aria and Brin, I think, that's why she's different.
How to love your scar. So many of you know I had open heart surgery whenever I was in high school as well, and I used to hate my scar. I would cry. I can literally look right here. I'm gonna cry again, y'all. Oh my gosh. You know what though? We're gonna embrace it. I'm looking right here at my floor, and I remember after the day I came home, y'all, the day I came home from them removing my my stitches and my bandages, I laid on this floor right here. I tried to lay. I got down as much as I could because I was in a lot of pain, and I cried and I screamed because I was so mad at myself, because I looked in that mirror right back there and I was just appalled. I was like, oh my God, it was
bruised and just like I didn't feel good about myself. I had gained a lot of weight from the steroids I was on, and I just felt really, really bad about myself. And but it gets better, and you get through it, and you love your scar because you realize that that surgery or that whatever, it saved you, and you're here now and you're good. And even if there's more to come, or even if life is really, really hard, it's a sign that whatever you went through didn't beat you. You won, and you won that battle, and that's your scar, and that is your story. And
our idea is kind of more than just clothes, you know what I'm saying? Like, want to make it something impactful. So I was thinking of women who have inspired me, who either support Aria and Brin or maybe are, you know, new customers. And so the first girl was Sarah. I've known her for a very long time, and her brother has Angelman syndrome, and she is one of his primary caregivers, is just such a wonderful person, inspires me so much because I see how much she loves her brother, and it just, he's her world. So I was like, I just love that. So, and she is also a very faithful buyer of ours, which is a blessing too. So I want to include her. I had my friend Mackenzie, who was in a wheelchair. She just inspires me because life is hard. I mean, I can only imagine trying to navigate a college campus, you know, in a wheelchair, trying to get around, trying to, just things that we take for granted is just, you know, that doesn't go unnoticed to me. So her, and then obviously my best friend Cheyenne, because she has vitiligo, and that was something she was very open about. She never really publicly said anything, and I reached out and I was like, Cheyenne, like, do you want to say something about this? And she was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was a very vulnerable moment for her. She had tears in her eyes, and we just cried in my car after we took the pictures, because she was like, I've never really said anything about it. People have said stuff to me, but never on a public platform. So it was very humbling that she would let me in that part of her life and all my followers and everything.
Taylor and I met probably like, how old am I? Probably like 5-6 years ago. And it was kind of through social media, just like, you know, we had mutual friends, and I was working as a cashier when I was 16, and she came into my grocery store when I was working, and she was like, wait, I think I know you. And I was like, yeah, I know you too. And then after that, like, we just started hanging out every day and just really getting to know each other, and like over the time we've just like developed a really great friendship.
So I have a really good friend of mine named Chessie, and she started YouTube years ago, and I remember she was like the first like kind of influencer to like come over, do a try on haul, like kind of give me a chance. I was talking with her actually yesterday, and so whenever she came over and did the video, she was at probably like 2,000 subscribers, and she's about to hit like 25. So she is doing such amazing stuff, and like we'll check in with each other and we'll kind of hold each other accountable, like, hey, you know, let's do the thing. So I see every morning I go and check her subscribers, I check her view counts and stuff like that, because I'm so proud of her. And I see how fast she's moving along. I just get so inspired by her, because I'm like, you know, she took a chance on me to like advertise my business and do stuff. Like she like literally buys my stuff, puts it in her videos, talks about it, and like it helps me out so much. So I think that people, like knowing that people are like holding me to a standard of accountability and stuff like that, like they want to see me succeed, just makes me all the more encouraged to do it. So
probably only like a couple of launches into her brand, she reached out to me and asked if I would model for some of her clothing pieces, and I was really excited about that. I modeled for her a little bit, and honestly, like I left feeling like so good. Like she is genuinely like one of the nicest people I've ever met, and she's just so sweet, so genuine. Anytime I feature one of Aria and Brin's pieces in a YouTube video, I always get comments like, oh my gosh, where is that from? Where are those earrings from? Where's that sweater from? And people are just interested in her pieces. So she has that beautiful lilac tee that says girls supporting girls. And I love wearing that because honestly, I get compliments whenever I'm out in public and I wear that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to check out Aria and Brin. And then even like I've worn that like a few times on my channel as well, and people are always commenting like, oh, I love your t-shirt, and I always like make sure to link all the clothing down in the description bar and stuff. So yeah,
we've got like our banner that I got made, and it's like our little like, you know, peachy colors and stuff like so that, cute. And just like the pinks and like the little like squiggly wavy thing, and people just like, our branding is kind of like caught on, where I kind of want it to be where, you know, if people are scrolling on Instagram, they don't necessarily have to know like, oh, that's Aria and Brin, like I see the it's like, oh, that's Aria and Brin because of the way the picture looks, or
Right.
the coloring or the branding. Like I want to market myself that way. They're like, oh, I don't even have to know. I'm just gonna give this a like and like go check out the site because that's Aria and Brin. I think that's like me know like you've got something good coming. So
I think I am slightly a perfectionist when it comes to how things look. So not necessarily like I have to like look a certain way like me physically, but just my photos that have a certain kind of look to them and whatever. And I know people like things that, you know, look nice and they tell a story and the lighting is good. So that is a very important factor. I think it's what helps sell the clothes.
It's like trying to be perfect to make people like it, but at the same time, you also understand the importance of being real.
Right.
And, you know, and that's what you're talking about with Cheyenne.
Right. So I think it's a balance. Like
Okay.
obviously I want, really the point for me is to inspire people, number one. And two, obviously this is what I like, this is how I pay my bills. So I want the picture to look the best lighting and look good, but I also don't want it to be everything is perfect, because I have noticed that is a very common theme with some boutiques, and it's not a knock on them, it's just that's their sweet spot, they know what to do. But I don't see a lot of vulnerability from other brands, and it kind of is upsetting because you get the same girls who are someone would say picture perfect in every single photo, and it is a little bit like, you know, that's not the general population. So I want people to feel like they have a spot here at Aria and Brin. So
And to whom much is given, much is expected or required. And it doesn't mean necessarily material blessings, but I feel like we have been blessed so much, just like with her health and just different things in life, you know, and that, you know, there's always someone else that you can pass that on to.
Where do you see Aria and Brin in the future? We asked this question to Taylor, and it's a really hard question, but you as Mama Bear, where do you see it going? Like, what are your thoughts?
I don't know that Taylor has any. Do you have any desire to be a brick and mortar store? I think that I think she'll continue on, you know, with this, and it'll be, you know, the online presence. And I just see her continuing to grow and maybe spreading out to different areas. And I think pop-up shops are definitely a huge success. And I mean, I told her as long as I'm healthy and I can, I'll continue to help with those, the packing up and the tearing down of them.
Yep.
But I see it going and, you know, growing, and, you know, does that sound all right?
Yeah, I mean, like, where about like warehouse space? Like,
Yeah.
you think?
Oh yeah, I would love to see her to get some warehouse space, because, you know, right now, thank
We're
goodness
all
we have
over
the
the
room,
house.
but right now we've got something a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit everywhere. But
Aria and Brin, the whole house.
whole
is
yeah,
A to B.
yeah, and so that's okay. So, but, you know, my husband, he's just like me though, because we love people. So it's always been like, hey Taylor, maybe we should have another little pop up at the house or something, you know. So he likes to kind of get with, you know, everyone.
Yeah, I would like to have warehouse space though, somewhere kind of more secluded, and then do just like a big like event every month where like we have like a fire pit and we have like food, and like a food truck comes out. We make it like an experience and make it very like homey and stuff, not like the typical stuff. Be like, oh, let's just, you know, have some wine and shop. It's more like family. Bring your family out. Like, we'll have stuff for the kids. The moms can go shop. Like, let's just make it an experience for people. And I think that would be really, really cool.
Because I think her thing is, like, obviously she has sales and stuff, but then the things she's given back to, you know, are like great causes.
Yeah, we've done Autism Speaks. We've done cancer treatment for a veteran. Play atriums for children that are in the hospital.
She's getting phone calls, you know, like, hey, you know, we'd like to have you here and there, and so it's exciting because she'll get those phone calls and you hear her making business deals, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So I think she's fixing to have
A big one.
a big one that's coming up. So it's probably the biggest she's done yet. So it'll be
Very
exciting.
cool.
Hey, do what I taught you.
You gotta help me now.
They're freestyling now. We just leave the camera running and walk away.
Done.
Yes. Okay, but whenever you do it though, you gotta like go with
Do you want to do a full body? Do you want to go over and
Let's do it
move?
together. Come on, Mom.
Okay, wait. Let me practice it a minute again. Okay, gotta go. Dun.
We gotta go like more like relaxed. Like, don't be like pulling on it. Be like dun dun dun. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, now go to the camera and say like.
You know, we are together a lot. We don't get tired of each other. I told her, I was like, you're one of the few people that I could like hang out with forever, and like I just love my mom so much. And I know that a lot of girls can't say the same thing, or they can't say that about their dad, so I'm very thankful, and I always try to take that with a grain of salt and not try and like over kind of communicate how close I am with my parents, because I don't want people to feel like, dang, I wish I had that. But I am very, very thankful for that.
I think that's part of possibly why you're where you are, because of your family.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
The foundation.
100%. I mean, I'm privileged in the love that I have from people, but not necessarily like, I've worked hard. I was like hustling in high school, like doing pictures for people, like day in and day out. Like I think my dad has said that would be a word kind of to describe me as like a hustler, because he started his, like, I think he was literally in second grade, and he would go to the store and buy gum, and he would mark up the gum and he would sell it to the kids at recess because he was trying to like turn $1. Yeah. And like, I'm very much like business minded, so I think that's where I get a lot of it from, is my dad. I know that's a tangent, but just kind of bringing it full circle.
It's just been such a blessing and a great turnout, and it's just like, it's crazy at times. Sometimes I'm like overwhelmed, but in a really good way. Like, oh my gosh, I have 15 orders to pack, and like, I've got to get them out, and that's just a blessing. I know it, like, I pray it'll continue to grow, so it's something else. I'm really thankful. Really good.
Like, when do you think that you'll be like, this is a success? Like, have you ever reached that point? Like, how do you define?
Right. That is good, because that's something I struggle with, is at what point do you say, like, I did it? So I think for me, success is when girls reach out every day and say, like, I love the way I look in this, or I couldn't find something that fit me, but now this is my go-to shirt. So I think every day I'm having little wins that make up the big picture. Okay, hey, one quick thing for the DVD bonus feature. Hit the whoa. Hit the whoa.
She can do it.
Wait.
Oh.
Right? Dun. Oh, wait. Dun.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.